hello to you. Thanks for joining us. Obviously, the red listing doesn't really impact on you or the USA particularly, but, you know, it's all moving in the right direction, isn't it?
Yeah, good morning, Kate. It is. We're seeing, I think the strongest signal that was sent to the UK market was 2 weeks ago when they finally scrapped that useless traffic light system and replaced it with a much simpler system of you're vaccinated, no restrictions, you're not vaccinated, get a negative PCR. I think that's allowed people to book with confidence. And we're seeing extraordinary bookings for the midterm break. You know, we added all of our flights to Portugal, Spain, Greece, Italy were filling up very rapidly. We added 300 extra flights to Faro, to the Canaries, to the Balearics just 2 weeks ago. And most of those flights have already are already sold out as well. So I think we're seeing this pent-up demand returning very quickly. Prices are low outside of those peak periods. We're selling lots of seat sales in late November, early December. But I would urge people book early now for Christmas because it looks like Christmas is going to be a bumper time for travel. And to get the lower prices, book early.
One of the problems is that people keep getting the wrong information when it comes to what they need in order to be able to fly, when it comes to vaccines and paperwork and antigen tests and the like. And they're being given wrong information by airlines, according to Which magazine. How do you try to make sure that the information's correct?
Well, I never believe anything that comes out of Which magazine, you know, which is generally all about promoting Which. Look, the information now, if you're travelling in the EU, is fundamentally simple. We've all been challenged as airlines by the constantly changing. And the guiltiest party in this was the UK with the traffic light system with 4 sets of lights instead of 3. That's all now been removed. It is now fundamentally simple. If you're vaccinated, certainly travelling within the EU, there is almost zero restrictions. If you're not vaccinated, you will need a negative PCR test before departure and prior to arrival. The US will be a bit more complicated when it starts in November because the US seems to be quite nervous. But again, it looks like the same simple system. You're vaccinated, no restrictions. You're not vaccinated. You will need negative PCRs both pre and after arrival. But with the high rate of vaccinations in the UK and indeed across Europe, I think people are now returning. There's much more confidence. People are returning to offices, returning to work, and they're returning to travel as well.
Is that true? Don't you need an antigen test to travel to Portugal from Manchester or London or whatever?
Don't think so. Not if you're fully vaccinated.
Think you do.
Oh, well, I defer. You know, fine. Defer to your greater knowledge.
So why it's so complicated? Because you are speaking from Dublin, and you've got an EU vaccine passport. We don't have them.
Well, certainly, I defer to your knowledge. I apologise if I've given out wrong information. My understanding, and it is complicated, but that if you're vaccinated, you don't need. There's no restrictions going to Portugal. It might be different from the UK. We'll check, and I'm sure our website will be updated.
Yeah, you do. I'm sure you need an antigen test. The only reason I'm telling you that, Michael, is because I'm flying in a couple of weeks, and I'm sure I need an antigen test. If I don't, you've just saved me 35 quid. Let's see. As far as EasyJet is concerned, not at all happy with you.
To make special provisions for you.
Okay. As far as EasyJet is concerned, they're very cross with you this morning. Very cross with you indeed. You've been saying that EasyJet and Wizz Air need to merge. They're saying, keep your aeroplanes off our runway. We'll do what we want.
But I don't have any difficulty. Look, there's unanimity across the industry that coming out of COVID, there's going to be more consolidation in Europe. I didn't say that EasyJet and Wizz have to merge. I said it's a sensible development. But if the EasyJet and Wizz don't merge, it's likely that they'll merge with other airlines. In the future, I'm not sure that if Wizz or EasyJet can survive as independent airlines because they're not able to compete with Ryanair on price or on cost. But hey, you know, it's like a family or a marriage. You know, we differ from time to time. We argue from time to time. The critical thing is it doesn't matter whether the airlines are arguing with each other or not. It's all good, healthy competition that results in more low fares for British families travelling to the beaches of Portugal, Spain and Italy, particularly for the October midterm break, and I hope again at Christmas.
And just finally, we've turned a corner now, have we? There's no going back to the situation that we found ourselves in with holidays and flights this time last year. The pandemic is in our rearview mirror.
I think that's what we all hope and believe. I think the answer to that question is yes, as long as there's no adverse COVID developments, as long as we don't see some new variant that is more vaccine resistant. You know, I don't think we can let down our guard entirely. You're flying with Ryanair in the next couple of weeks and months. We will still ask you to wear face masks in the airports. We'll still ask you to wear face masks on board the aircraft unless you're consuming a snack or something. So I think we have to be cautious, but all of the signs are good. I think the signs of economic recovery are good. Jobs are being created. And certainly in Ryanair, we're seeing very full aircraft again, busy terminals. I think things are getting back to normal. That's very important for the 19,000 pilots and cabin crew, the aviation professionals we employ. We want to get everybody back to work. We enjoy looking after our passengers, and that's what we do best.
Okay, good to talk to you as always. Thanks for joining us.
You too, Kate, and enjoy the trip to Portugal. I hope you're flying with Ryanair.
I will. Thank you.